all the demons quiet. Yeah, we were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh, yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another second episode of the Breakdown. Pretty sure you guys can hear me this time. No rookie mistakes. And man, I really want to talk about the game tonight, but I think we're all feeling absolutely sick coming off of last night and that injury from Sergachev. The latest news is he did have surgery today, successfully repaired broken, fractured tibia fibia. I probably told the story a lot if you've heard me or know me before, but I have a very similar injury that happened about 12 years ago. Broke my tibia fibia, falling backward on myself. Not pretty. As soon as I saw it, I kind of knew that's what it was. So, but I'll tell you, I was able to come back from it. I'm pretty much 95%, a little bit of arthritis, but he's got the best medical people in the world. Surgery was successful. He'll be back in the next couple of days rehabbing. So since then, it looks like either it'll be DeHaan or Fleury. I've been super busy. I'm just getting into this. I forgot to look at the skate or if there's any news on who might be coming in for him. They're both on the roster. So probably DeHaan, I would say. Maybe Fleury, he's still coming off it back from injury just recently as well. So that's that. Blue line, Lilleberger still be in. So good to know that we still have some depth there. That being said, we're coming into a back-to-back off of a rough loss last night. The Lightning played good in that first period. After that injury to Sergachev, they were kind of the Isles kind of came back, or the Rags came back a little bit, but that injury really changed everything. Goal halfway through at the end of the second, 2-0. They come back, tie it. A couple of big posts from Cooch and from Hetty that might have made a difference in that game. Quick was absolutely the difference in that game. The Lightning played pretty well overall, but yeah, a tough road loss, and that's the commentary on this team. Their road record continues to haunt them a little bit, their road play. So right now, the Isles are slumping. They just brought in Patrick Waugh as our new head coach back at the end of January. They still haven't really righted the ship coming off of a win against the Leafs, who won last night after we lost. And so now they are 1 point ahead of us as we are fourth overall in the Atlantic, but now first in the wild card. The Isles are third in the wild card, 2 points or 4 points behind, 6 points behind us. I'm sorry, 6 points behind us. So this is definitely a big 4-point swing for us as far as playoffs go. And coming down the stretch, these are games we have to win, even on a back-to-back, even on a road, even coming off of the injury to Sergachev. If you really look at it, we're looking at Zizekas is coming back after missing 10 games. Ilya Sorokin hasn't really been the same also for the Isles. So that's kind of the big story for them. They started off pretty well. They were ahead of us. They were, they're fourth in the Metro. They were up there pretty early on doing well. That's why they made the coaching change, because they started slumping. We saw it out in Vegas or out in LA. Now, we saw it just for that with the Isles as well. So let's see what they've got. The biggest problem with this team, I think, if you really look at it, number 32 rank power play or penalty kill. It's the worst in the league. We have the best power play in the league. Really, that's what it comes down to, is that Lightning need to use a little bit of hustle, a little bit of grit to force the Isles into committing some penalties and really take advantage of special teams. That, to me, I think that's really the big key here. Kucherov is going to be frustrated after he had a fairly great game last night, but he hit that post. Sergachev went down. That was a tough game last night. But these guys know that this is a 4-game road streak, that they really need these points. They were talking about before, you got games in hand, you're games behind. I was watching this. Someone else was talking about this. games in hand, do they really matter? The hockey guy was talking about this. They don't really matter if you don't win them, right? So the Lightning may have already played more games than these other teams that have more games in hand, but if they don't win, then it doesn't really matter as long as the Lightning keep winning and we have less hockey to play the second half of the season than these other teams catching up. So it kind of balances itself out when it comes to games in hand, right? But this is a big game because this matters in the wild card. This matters as far as playoffs, and this matters as far as being able to win on the road and bounce back off of a tough game last night that, definitely wasn't like when the last time they played. So again, it's the first matchup of 3 this season. Patrick Wall behind the bench for the Isles. Cizikas is back. Ilya Sorokin, what can he do? Barkov is still or not. Barzal is still the one leading the way for them. Cooch, he's in the scoring race. Is he going to take off and put up a 4-point night? That's my prediction. I don't know what you guys think, but that's the matchup for tonight. We got the puck drop here in just a little bit over 30 minutes up there in Long Island. So hope you guys are able to watch the game, tune in live, and let's go Bolts, right? We need this win tonight on the road coming off that back-to-back. Prayers out to and healing positive vibes to Sergey and his family as he goes through this surgery and this injury, because again, I know exactly what that's like. Maybe I'll talk a little bit more about it, but honestly, it I could feel it in my like in my ankle, literally in my bones when I saw injuries like that. Like Dak a couple years ago when that happened to him, Travis Hunter, that like these injuries are almost the exact same injuries, being pulled back from behind or falling back on yourself and getting that ankle trapped underneath you, and that ankle just twists and your bone cannot twist and your foot is planted, and that's what happens, and it basically just twists and breaks both of those bones right there just above the ankle. Pretty gruesome stuff. Like I said, prayers to him, his wife, his families, and we pray for a speedy recovery, but that's probably it for him this season. And that means on the business side of it, we are basically just sitting here waiting to see what comes down the pike from JBB, because that does open up a lot of possibilities salary cap wise with what he makes and what this team possibly needs going down the stretch. So I was looking at it. There's a couple of players out there. I won't get into this because it's the breakdown. Maybe I'll do another post here tomorrow in the next couple of days in between the next road game, and get into some of the possibilities that JBB has with the salary cap now, because definitely that's going to be the end of the season for Sergachev. That's at least 6 months. I mean, probably 8 months because he's skating still. I mean, you have to understand the amount of force and everything they have to do. And one of the things is if they have to put any type of a plate in there, like if they put rods, those are going to be permanent. But if there's a plate, that's something that might want to come out afterwards because he is a skater. And if he's trying to still block, pucks with they left a plate in my ankle, but that would have been a whole other surgery that would have added like another month and a half to my recovery time. And my recovery time was already about 8.5 to 9 months. And I pushed my physical therapy and went back to work faster because I had just started my first real business at that point. So yeah, so we're looking at least 6 to 8 months minimum for Sergachev to get back on the ice. So that means, I thought I had this pulled up. I'll just jump in real quick and look this up. Of course, I looked up another one. Anyways, he is. I think I've been blocking it out exactly what his number is now this year. It is 8.5. I thought it was 9.5. It's 8.5. So it's 8.5 in cap space that we're going to see available for JBB to make some moves. And there's not really a defenseman out there that they're going to want to be able on a 1-year deal that's on that kind of a contract. So it's going to give them an opportunity to maybe bring some depth at forward as well, which I think with the young guys and what they've been able to do recently, anyways, with Cernak and with Sergey having been out for an extended time recently, what Lilleberg looks like. Perbix seems to maybe not be on the crazy trajectory he was at the end of last season, but he's definitely leveled out from what he was playing early this year. So I think they might be a little bit more set at the blue line than they thought now that they've had to test these young guys. So it will be interesting to see coming down the stretch to the playoff push, right where the Lightning are, hanging on to that wild card / third spot in the Atlantic for the playoffs. We know JBB likes to be aggressive. We don't really know what's going to happen next year with Stammer's contract. There's actually a few unknowns with this team going forward. They've got to be in a win now mode. It's got to be make a big move with this unfortunate situation. You have to go and make lemonade out of this. You have to. So that being said, thanks for tuning in to the breakdown. I'll let you guys get back to your evening. Get ready to get settled in for some Lightning action as the Lightning take on the Islanders up there in New York, 7 o'clock, probably 7:06 puck drop. This one is on ESPN Plus only, I think, or ESPN Plus. ESPN. All right. Anyways, I should have double checked, but honestly, I was in here doing back overlays in my intro video all day and I got a little distracted. So thanks for tuning in. I will catch you guys before the next game. And I'm really mad at myself because I totally closed that window too. So I had it in my Saturday. Thank you. Saturday, Columbus, 7 o'clock. I'll be back here Saturday afternoon to do another breakdown going into that game. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks for following along, and I'll catch you next time. Till then, let's go Bolts.